I was told my father had died. He no longer existed. I was only 2.5 and you left. Why did you leave us? I always saw you as a wolf. Always running, always alone.
You were in the army. One day, you suddenly appeared at the door. I got really scared.
Everything frightened you, even the wind.
I remember you. You were so handsome, tall, with jet black hair, and always surrounded by people who adored you.
When I was young, life was so wonderful.
You once made me a kite, Dad, remember?
Yes, I remember.
It was beautiful,
It had a long orange and white tail.
but it never flew.
It flew. Of course it flew.
Once, you and Mother were getting ready to go out. It was early evening, around 7 o'clock. Suddenly, I saw you both as two monsters without skin. I could see through your bodies. I could see all the liquids inside.
You should never trust people. Never talk to strangers.
Yes, Dad.
There were all sorts of birds in the trees. You taught me how to recognize them.
Look, this is a blackbird. The yellow one over there with the black head is a tit.
I could recognize 7 or 8 different species. That is a blackbird. This is a tit. I believed everything you told me.
A warm-blooded egg-laying vertebrate distinguished by the possession of feathers. That's how you tell the difference.
A warm-blooded egg-laying vertebrate.
Distinguished by the possession of beak and feathers.
You showed me the world. We would talk for hours about the universe.
You see, that's Jupiter. And over there is Mars. And look, That's the Milky Way.
I've never said father to anyone. At one point, I started believing in God so that I could have someone to call father.
I immigrated to America to start a new life. My past was full of pain.
My dad was arrested and taken into prison for some illegal dealings.
When you're a child, life is simple. But it doesn't stay that way. No one is innocent.
I never saw you as a criminal. I love you. You're my father.
I didn't even have your picture. When I got older, my mom finally told me that you had appeared in a film. And there you were.
You worked every single day, Dad. You were rarely home.
If I were there but there was no food on the table, you'd complain as well.
But I rarely saw you. Once I remember telling you I had a fight with a boy on the street, and you did nothing.
I was busy. Why should I solve your problems?
You didn't stand up for me.
You should have learned to stand up for yourself.
I can't remember being beaten, but there was a lot of psychological hurt. One day, you and my mother told me that you would send me to an orphanage. You took out a big suitcase and started packing my clothes.
Your mother and I loved you. We did our best.
And that suitcase was packed and unpacked and stayed several years in my room just to remind me.
I remember you pulling my ears.
And so what?
It was painful.
It was meant to be.
I made you angry once, and you shouted at me. I shouted back. Then you pushed me and slapped me hard across the face.
I never did that. And if I did, you must have deserved it.
I wanted to stay. I had nowhere to go. I remember things were very bad.
I wanted out of this. I was so glad to be on my own. I don't even remember saying goodbye.
These days, you're not looking after yourself properly. Your new wife buys you clothes. Otherwise, you'd wear some old tatty military pants with a torn zipper, all tied up with a piece of string. In the past, you would go to the cinema, you would go to the theater, Now you're either working 15 hours a day or drinking at home.
You eat everything, and lots of it. You have no self-control. Look at you. You're fat.
I remember how I visited you in the hospital on the day you died. I had the feeling that you did not want me there. You told me to take care of myself and then told me to go away. It made me sad, but maybe that was your way of saying goodbye.
These days, you have become impenetrable, like a stone that won't speak. You just sit there smoking cigarettes. What are you thinking?
Fuck them all.
When did you become such a cynic?
When you were drunk, you would get into serious conversations with your father. You never shared these with me.
To talk seriously with you, there has to be a bottle in the middle. And then you just say the same things over and over again.
What do you want me to say?
I want you to tell me that you love me, that you care for me, that you're proud of me, and that you miss me.
Now we're strangers who meet unexpectedly on the street. It takes time to get used to being father and son.
Now, I no longer want to meet you. Unless you want to meet me too.
Sometimes I'm angry, but at the same time, when I look at photos, I say to myself, look at him, he must have been a nice guy.
I saw you in your coffin, dead. You looked so small behind that dirty, ugly window. I don't go to his grave. I don't even know where it is.
What happened, Dad? It could have been so different. Can you hear me? Do you see me now?